Alright guys, welcome to my channel. As of today, I have officially started my 3-week Christmas and New Year break. And by the time you guys are going to see this video, it's going to be Christmas time for you as well. So, wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Please enjoy your downtime. For me personally, yes, I'm going to enjoy my downtime as well, but as I said in my last video, I'm not going to stop training in the next 3 weeks, and I'm not going to stop pushing for my fat loss progress. And for that reason, please allow me to bring another week's fat loss update to you guys. I can't believe it's week 11 already, and I'm still nowhere near the body fat percentage that I'm shooting for myself 11 weeks ago. That does tell me that, yes, everybody, including me, is underestimating how much body fat you are carrying around on your frame. But anyway, before I reveal my weekly fat loss update progress to you guys, I would greatly appreciate if you can just give me a thumbs up. I've been doing this kind of weekly update for 11 weeks so far, so give me some credit for consistency. And also, if you can just consider subscribing to my channel, would mean a great deal to me as a small YouTube fitness creator. That's the best support I can gather from you guys. Thank you very much. Now I'm done with self-promotion. Without further ado, let me just first put out a table there for you guys to reference in relation to what I've done in this week. And we will start from last Saturday. So the last Saturday's morning weigh-in result was 79.8 kilos. This is going to be the number we are going to measure against this morning's weigh-in result. Last Saturday, I was feeling very lethargic during the whole day. And the reason for that is because I was suffering from a flu. And you probably can tell that I still have not entirely recovered from this flu because my voice is definitely not 100% clear. So I've still got sort of like a mildly swelling throat. And yes, on last Saturday, the throat was very, very swelling. And to be honest, I can already detect the symptoms of this flu beginning to manifest itself from last Friday afternoon as I was driving back from the office to my home. And I suspect that the reason for me to be infected because it was because that one of my colleagues, he was infected, and unfortunately I shared the same office with him. Yeah, very, very unfortunate. And one thing I decided to do on last Saturday when I was doing my cardio on the elliptical was generally I will turn the fan on as a way to cool myself and also not to sweat so much. But this time, because I was suffering from a flu, I've decided that I want to sweat a bit more as a way to detox myself. There's this kind of an old thinking in me from my background that, okay, if you're suffering from a cold or flu, sometimes it's a good idea for you to sweat profusely as a way to detox myself. I still somehow carry this kind of a old thinking in my mind. So yes, that's the reason I didn't turn the fan on and I did sweat quite a lot. And whether it worked or not, I'm not so sure, but yeah, that's what happened on last Saturday. Now let's fast forward to last Sunday. Last Sunday's morning weigh-in result did tell me that there was a 0.1 kilo weight rebound. Well, that's the reason I've decided to do 2 sessions of cardio. And during these 2 sessions of cardio, I've still continued my thinking of trying to sweat more to detox myself. And that's the reason I've decided to not turn the fan on for these 2 sessions of cardio. Luckily, the symptoms of flu seemed to be suppressed, and I was definitely feeling much better after both cardio sessions. So maybe sweating can help with your cold or flu recovery because of the increased blood circulation. So I may be right in that regard. And yeah, if you guys are some of you guys are suffering from cold or flu, you may want to try my method as a way to test whether, yeah, sweating a bit more just to detox yourself. Anyway, that's enough foolish talking. Let's fast forward to this Monday. This Monday's morning weigh-in result told me that there was another 0.3 kilo weight rebound despite I've just done 2 sessions of cardio yesterday. So yes, once again, another round of this kind of weight stagnation or weight rebound for me. But at this point, I've experienced this kind of a weight rebound or weight stagnation too many times, so I was prepared for this kind of a rocky situation. But something else I want to tell you guys was that for the cardio session on Monday morning, I was definitely struggling between 20 minutes to 15 minutes. But between 50 minutes to 60 minutes, I was feeling rather relieved. So it's really interesting to see this kind of a polar opposite feeling in the same session. 20 minutes to 50 minutes, feeling very, very just, I want to give up at any moment of time. But once it has crossed this 50-minute mark, I was feeling sort of relaxed and relieved because I could see the 1 hour mark just getting closer and closer by the minute. So it's actually very similar to your weight training situation. I want to take a tangent here from my fat loss. Talking about weight training, I think just from my personal experience, the most struggling period for you guys is going to be in the intermediate stage, and particularly like after the midpoint of your intermediate training, from the midpoint of intermediate to late intermediate is probably going to be most struggling for you, because you sort of get a similar feeling that because you are not an advanced yet, so you still have to push hard, but because it's so difficult, you sort of want to give up at any moment before you become advanced. But the moment you become an advanced, because now you have the confidence that yes, you have accumulated enough muscle mass and you've got enough experience and all that. Now you can take like a bit of more relaxed approach and just still push, but not push so hard, if you get what I mean. So the feeling I've experienced in this Monday's morning cardio training session can relate to probably weight training session, just in a very similar way. That's what I want to report to you guys about my Monday feeling. Sorry about like taking a detour and talking about the weight training situation, but yes, there's definitely some kind of similarity you can find between weight training and cardio training. Actually, that's the reason why I have done a video before in my cardio training series, and I called cardio training sort of like the enlightenment to your weight training, because a lot of things you're going to experience in your weight training, it can be manifested in one single cardio training session. So please feel free to click on the link and watch this video, and you will get what I mean. Now let's see what happened this Tuesday. The Tuesday's morning weigh results, yes, there was a 0.5 kilo overnight weight drop. But if you compare this number to last Saturday's morning weigh results, then there was only 0.1 kilo weight drop, despite I've done 5 hours of cardio. So again, the law of diminishing returns kicked in this time, and you have to be prepared for this kind of the law of diminishing return effect multiple times as you go deeper and deeper into your fat loss journey. And also, as usual, I train myself in the gym at night. Something I want to mention about my weight training frequency. Yes, from the very beginning, I was planning to do weight training 3 times every week, but as I go deeper and deeper into my fat loss, I have to increase my weekly cardio training volume to about, now as you can see, probably 10 hours every week. And for me to do this kind of higher volume cardio training, I have to make some compromise on my weight training frequency. So yes, now I generally only train myself twice in the gym instead of 3 times every week. And something I want to tell you based on my weight training performance is that yes, at this point, I'm confident enough to say that twice a week weight training in the gym, like full body split style, is going to be enough for me to maintain all my muscle mass. And generally, when you go on fat loss, probably the biggest concern for you in terms of a muscle mass loss is going to be your lower body, because your upper body is not going to be participating so much in your cardio training. So generally, you're not going to lose so much size, like your back, your chest, and your arms. But definitely, you're going to lose a lot of size for your legs. That's the major concern. But for me, I'm still able to keep all my leg size. As I'm talking to you now, I think the measurement of my legs is still like 63 centimeters, which is still like definitely big enough for my height. I'm only like 170 centimeters. So yeah, that's just some comment I want to make on my weight training frequency and whether or not I can keep my weight training performance as intense as possible. I suspect that yes, definitely at some point in future, in the next few weeks, my weight training performance is going to drop because there's not enough body fat to support all my weight training. But I'm not at that point yet. So yes, as I'm talking to you now, I'm still able to push quite hard in all my major lifts. And yeah, that's what happened on this Tuesday. Now let's talk about this Wednesday. My mind was very obtuse during the whole day, and it's definitely flu season in Australia. You would think that, all right, this is Southern Hemisphere, it's summertime, the temperature is so hot. How could this be a flu season? Well, it's definitely flu season here because all my colleagues, they were sick and I was sharing the same office with them. So there's no escape for me to be infected by one of them. And although I was not very sick like them, I was still showing some mild symptoms like dry cough. And to be honest, I still have not entirely recovered from this kind of a very dry throat until today. So it's definitely affecting me in one way or another. And I did one session of cardio at Wednesday night, and when I was doing this cardio session, I can definitely feel that I had a headache. But talking about consistency, you cannot give up so easily just because I had a headache. And yeah, I was not feeling entirely well, but I still did this one cardio session because, hey, for me to keep progressing on my fat loss journey, I have to do more cardio to create this caloric deficit. So yeah, that's what happened this Wednesday. If I was feeling not so well this Wednesday, then definitely Thursday morning I was feeling much better. And part of the reason was because Thursday morning the weigh-in results told me that finally I have made some concrete fat loss progress, because if you compare Thursday's morning weigh-in results to Saturday's, then there has been a 0.4 kilo weight drop. And here I want to particularly mention something that you guys have to be aware of if you embark on your own fat loss journey, particularly if you keep going deeper and deeper into your own fat loss journey. And the thing I want to mention in detail is the readjustment of your daily caloric requirement. Actually, I want to direct your attention to one of the videos I've made in my fat loss series, which is a fat loss episode 4 calculations. There's a simple calculation you guys can use to sort of rough out your daily caloric requirement, which is for every kilo of your body mass, it's going to require 40 calories daily. So for example, if I weigh 90 kilos, then my daily caloric requirement is going to be 3,600 calories. And if I weigh 80 kilos, then my daily caloric requirement is going to be 3,200 calories. And that's some adjustment you guys have to make as you go deeper into fat loss, because you're going to lose your body mass, regardless of whether it's going to be muscle or if it's going to be body fat. For me personally, because now I've lost more than 10 kilos of body weight, so my daily caloric requirement has decreased by 400 calories. And because now I've done until this Thursday, I've done 7 hours of cardio. If you do calories in, calories out without this readjustment of a daily caloric decrease because of my body mass loss, then 7 hours of cardio times let's say 930 calories in an hour, it's going to equate to roughly about 0.84 kilo body fat. But in reality, I've only lost 0.4 kilos, which now, if you do the readjustment, if you take the consideration of this daily caloric requirement decrease, 7 times 930, which is the caloric deficit I've created from the cardio, minus 400 calories in a day times 6 days so far, then it's only going to be about 0.53 a kilo body fat, which aligns much more closely with the 0.4 kilo a weight loss I've achieved so far. So that's something I want to bring to your attention, because this kind of a readjustment of a daily caloric requirement, it's not going to matter so much that at the very beginning, but as you go deeper and deeper, because you have lost more and more body mass, this kind of a daily caloric decrease is going to matter quite a lot in the end. Like for me, definitely it's one factor I have to consider when I do this kind of just calories in, calories out equation. So yes, that's something you guys have to be aware of as well. Now let's fast forward to this Friday. Friday's morning weighing results told me that there's only a 0.1 kilo weight drop, despite I've just done 2 hours of cardio yesterday. So definitely was increasingly getting the feeling that I had to keep grinding to achieve the weekly fat loss results in week 11. But still, at this point, I was quite optimistic about this 0.7 kilo weight loss prediction as I made in last week, because I've experienced this kind of the bulk of my weight loss only revealed in the last day. So I was still quite optimistic that I should be able to achieve the last week's weight loss prediction. And as usual, I did my weight training in the gym at night. And this time I did 3 sets of hack squat, and I want to be very specific about how I did these 3 sets of hack squat. For these 3 sets, the reps were 12, 12, and 10. Usually when I do my hack squats, the reps are going to be a bit higher. Generally, it's going to be above 15 reps. But I was sort of just doing some fine-tuning of my own training to see how my quads are going to recover depending on how I train them. And definitely, I've seen that with lower reps and heavier weights, the quad recovery was better than sort of like a medium reps and medium weights. So I tested this kind of a lower reps with heavier weights again this Friday, and be interested to see how my quads are going to recover in the next few days. Now, this is the most exciting part. What's this morning's weighing result? As you can see in the table, the morning weighing result was 78.7 kilos. So there has been a 0.6 kilo overnight weight drop. And yes, this is the 8th time I've experienced the bulk of weekly weight loss not revealed until the last day. So one more round for me to prove to you guys that put in the hard work without question, and have the belief that in the end, your hard work is not going to go unnoticed. Something else I want to report is that all my muscle groups, they are recovering quite well. So yes, week 11, I'm still able to push quite hard in weight training, and the recovery is not an issue for me, at least not for now. So yes, overall in week 11, I managed to lose 1.1 kilos. So I managed to beat my last week's 0.6 or 0.7 kilo a weekly weight loss prediction, and for that, I'm very satisfied with my week 11's fat loss progress. And as usual, let me make a prediction for my next week's fat loss progress. I'm going to be optimistic, well, cautiously optimistic this time, and say in week 12, I should be able to lose 0.7 kilos. Yes, this is exactly the same number as the prediction I've made in the last video. And the reason for me to say I'm being cautiously optimistic is based on the weekly cardio volume I'm doing right now, I should be able to lose about probably 1 kilo every week. But because as I'm getting closer and closer to the month 3 fat loss mark, and because of the daily caloric readjustment I've just mentioned in this video, it's probably not going to be exactly 1 kilo in week 12. So let's put the flag here and see whether I can achieve this 0.7 kilo weekly weight loss in week 12. All right, thank you for tuning in for this week's fat loss update, and I will see you guys in another week's time.